All right, y'all, in today's video, I'm gonna be taking you across one of the most famous roads in all of America and definitely the most famous in Colorado. It's called the $1 Million Highway, and I think they call it that for good reason. Right now, I'm standing at the top of Ouray, Colorado. And this town is often referred to as Little Switzerland. This is widely because of the architecture. You can see this little town is rich with character. It is a fun town that attracts all kinds of adventurers, from whitewater rafters to hikers to mountain bikers, jeepers and off-roaders, and of course, lots and lots of motorcyclists. From here, we are gonna head south down the $1 Million Highway towards Silverton, Colorado. Well, all in all, it's about a 45-minute ride. The town of Ouray is so unique and almost magical to drive through, but as you exit south down the $1 Million Highway, elevation climbs quickly, and you can see the town kind of disappearing off in the distance. And it's really neat to see how it's kind of tucked in between those mountains, and layer after layer as you climb, you get to take a look back at that really cool historic town. Quickly, the elevation climbs and you end up on these roads with no guardrail, steep drop-offs, and absolutely astonishing views. As you continue up this highway, you actually cut through the mountain in little stone tunnels. Now, none of them are incredibly long or deep, but there's always something special about running through a tunnel in the mountains. After that, the elevation continues to climb, and the views are just absolutely spectacular in every direction. And as you sit on this cliff edge, you can't help to wonder what it was like for the workers who were building this road. Up here with heavy machinery and equipment, heck, it's nerving enough just doing it on your motorcycle, nevertheless on some big clunky machinery. Nonetheless, the views are like no other on any other road I've ridden in America. This is truly one of the most unique roads, and I can see why it's such a hit for so many riders. Look at this valley behind me. That road just winds along it the whole way. No guardrail, and that is a long, long way down. You know, it is one thing to have these drop-offs on a straight road, but when they twist and wind like this, it's absolutely crazy. And imagine the winter. Here you're going to see a tunnel that's actually built to carry snow over the road in avalanches. In fact, they trigger the avalanches, and it goes over this tunnel and down into that valley and absolutely fills it with snow in the winter. As you get further away from Ouray, the terrain definitely changes. You can start to see it open up into plateaus as you're on the top of these mountains, and the trees come in. But one thing that does not stop is the twisting and winding curves. Now, this road is in fairly good condition, so you can open it up a little bit and really enjoy and lean into the curves. But you got to be careful because they are sharp, and they will have you turning so tight. Sometimes you're looking at your own taillight as you're going around. This here is a good depiction of the road and how it winds through these mountains. Look at that S-curve. I've been hustling a little bit because, as you can see, the rain is starting to come in on me, and it's pretty cold up here, man. The elevation is, well, I mean, that's not a whole lot higher than I am, and that's snow right there. It is chilly up here. And keep in mind, I'm doing this right now in the middle of July. So even in July, it gets cold up here. You want to pick your dates right if you're riding this road. Another thing that always seems to happen to me on this pass is inclemental weather. You start to get storms that come through, and with the cold temperatures, they're really not all that enjoyable. You end up a little bit stressed racing the weather as you head down towards Silverton, Colorado. Eventually you get down in the valleys and the temperatures do warm up a bit, and then you are right on top of Silverton, which is an equally cool town to Ouray. The historic buildings line the streets. You can find all kinds of 4x4s and off-road vehicles and plenty of motorcycles, good restaurants, places to eat, and right off the main strip, you end up in dirt roads, and there's some restaurants back there. If you've got a bike worthy of it, it's definitely worth getting off the beaten path and taking a stroll. There's plenty of cool things to see back here that a lot of the main street traffic never gets to witness, and it's a good time. There it is, y'all. And this, of course, is Silverton, Colorado, which is the end of that section of the $1 Million Highway. Now, the road goes on in both directions. The 550 continues to go in both directions, but that is the most iconic section of the $1 Million Highway, and I hope you can see why. We're not done with our adventures just yet. I've got quite a few rides coming at you on this trip. Of course, many more trips coming throughout the year. So until then, I will see you in the next video.